All right, today we're going to dive into a real mystery, a puzzle right at the heart of the Indian economy. It's a story about official numbers and, well, how they just don't seem to make any sense. Let's get right into it. Okay, look at this number on your screen, 4,68,658. Just let that sit there for a second. What on earth could this number represent? Yep, you're seeing that right. According to the government's official tax data, that is the total number of people in all of India who declared an income of over 1 crore rupees. Think about that. In a country of 1.4 billion people, that number feels tiny, right? Okay, so let's try and decode this. What are the official tax files actually telling us? How can this club of high earners be so exclusive? You know, it gets even crazier when you just look at people who actually file taxes. Out of everyone who submits a tax return, a teeny tiny 0.05% report earning over a crore. That means 99.95%, basically everyone, is below that line. We're talking about a group so small, it's practically a rounding error. And if you dig into that tiny number, you see it's not all one group. The vast majority, almost 390,000 of them, are in that 1 to 5 crore range. As you go higher up the ladder, the numbers just shrink, with just over 43,000 people in the whole country declaring they make more than 10 crores. But wait, there's another layer to this. These tiny figures, they come from the 9.11 crore people who actually filed their taxes. But the country has almost 14 crore registered panholders. So that means a whopping 35% of people who could be filing just aren't. Our already small number is coming from a picture that's missing millions of people. So this leads us to the big, flashing question mark, right? We all see the fancy cars, the new buildings, the signs of wealth all around us. But if the official data says hardly anyone is earning that much, then where is all the money? Well, to get a hint of an answer, we have to look somewhere else entirely. Let's pivot to the real estate market, because it tells a very different story. And this is where things get really interesting. If the tax declarations are like a whisper, the property market is an absolute scream. The data here tells a story of huge, undeniable spending. Okay, let's look at the evidence. In just the first 6 months of 2024, almost 21,000 homes worth over a crore were sold. And that's just in the Delhi-NCR region. In that same 6-month window, Mumbai saw nearly 15,000 of these luxury sales. And Bengaluru was right there with them, selling almost 14,000. Now remember, that's only 3 cities in just half a year. So if we zoom out from just those cities and look at the whole country, the picture gets even wilder. An estimated 175,000 homes priced over 1 crore were sold in a single year. This luxury part of the market isn't a niche anymore. It's now a massive 63% of the entire housing market by value. So let's put it all together. This is the moment it all clicks. On one side, the official government story says we have about 4.68 lakh high earners. On the other side, the real-world market is selling around 1.75 lakh luxury homes every year. There is just no way that a third of the entire country's official crororeties are buying a brand new luxury house every single year. The math, it just doesn't work. You see, this gap, it's not just a spreadsheet problem. It points to something much deeper, something about our culture. What does this massive disconnect between what we say we earn and what we actually spend say about us? In fact, one source we looked at puts it, well, pretty bluntly. It says that tax evasion has basically become India's unofficial national sport. An activity so common, it's like a national pastime. It paints this picture of an unwritten set of rules that many people seem to follow. It's this strange paradox where we see this really loud public patriotism existing right alongside this very private, very quiet refusal to chip into the country's finances. And that really makes you stop and think, right? What does being patriotic actually mean? Is it just about cheering for the cricket team, or is there maybe something more to it? Like, fulfilling your duty to the country. All right, let's wrap this up. If we're really going to call this an unofficial national sport, what's the final score? When you boil it all down, it's pretty simple. Being loud and proud about your country is one thing, but actually paying your share to help run it, that's a whole different ballgame. And the data we've seen suggests we're a lot more comfortable with the first than we are with the second. And that's the final question we want to leave you with. In a nation that's so passionate about its identity, so proud of its progress, Maybe the most honest measure of patriotism isn't how loud you cheer in a stadium. Maybe it's found on that quiet form you submit to the tax department. Just something to think about.